Where's Danox? Are you going to get going? Are we going to push record at any time soon or what?
Let's go. Hang on.
You push it. Don't worry about him. Now,
yes.
Did you ever find out how people make tofu?
Yep, I did. I did a little bit of tofu investigation. 2,000 years ago, Marko.
2,000?
It did. It was around when...
There's no way.
It was around when the great man made his comeback.
Jesus.
Right? Yeah, it was around then.
Was he a tofu eater?
Apparently.
Goodness me.
Bean curd, and similar to what cream and cheese is. Just
bean curd?
Yep. That's all.
What's a curd? Bean curd.
Hang on. Hang on.
What's a curd?
Hey Siri, what's a curd?
Oh,
curd.
God.
Curd is obtained by coagulating milk in a sequential process called curdling. It can be a final dairy product or the first stage in cheese making.
Right. So when they boil beans, you get a curd residue.
Yeah, the residue that comes off. Yeah. That's what it is.
That people eat that. Shit.
I ate it for a while. People love tofu. It's not my cup of tea anymore because I'm non-vegan now. I've gone.
You're a meat eater again.
What do you mean for years?
You're a 6-month vegan. It's hardly a life choice.
Have you ever done time? You've been in jail.
I spent one night in jail. Yeah.
You've spent a night in jail.
Yeah.
Because being a vegan, I'm going to come back to that in a second. But being a vegan is like going to jail.
Yeah,
that's it. You're just locked up and you've got nowhere to go. Like
it's disgusting.
The options are limited, and you got Bubba on the top bunk. You just know it's going to get ugly. Hang on, now let's go back to you. Did you spend a night in jail?
Just one.
All right. Now hang on. Can I have a guess? Now this will be funny.
Go on.
I'm going to say it was in Oakley or it was in America. So
it was in America.
It was in America.
It was in America.
So it's going to be DUI.
Nah, well, it wasn't a DUI, but.
Oh, drunk and disorderly.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that.
Being a smart ass.
It was a late night, and I was driving home, and I only had my license in Australia for 2 days and had to jump on a plane. So I never really drove in Australia. The first place I drove was America on the wrong side of the road. Anyway, so somebody was stupid enough to give me their car. Right? It was my roommate and said, "Can you get this home?" Because he went home with his girlfriend.
Is the roommate the quarterback?
No, this was Kevin Youngblood.
Oh, okay.
So the quarterback was the next year. So Kevin Youngblood went home with his girlfriend, gave me the keys and said, "Could you get the car home?"
Of course you can.
Of course I can. No worries. I can do anything. Yeah. So I got in the car. I went to the wrong side first. Dukes
of Hazzard style, jumped through the window.
I've opened the car up and jumped in, and the steering wheel's on the other side. So that was a bad start. Anyway, so I get in the car, start driving home. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I've had an Australia flashback, and when I was making a left-hand turn over there, I've driven straight into the left lane.
Oh, no.
Easy to do.
I've gone straight into the left lane. Anyway, so there's nowhere for me to go. I can't do a U-turn in that left lane. So I kept going.
You got to fang it. Now.
I kept going. Anyway, woo, on the other side came up, but it was miles down, and I knew that they were gone.
Oh,
so I took off.
Wow. Do you remember what type of car it was?
Yeah, it was a Brady Bunch car. You know those cars? The cars with the wood on the side?
Yeah.
It had wood
From
on
European vacation.
Yeah,
Chevy
it had the wood on the side.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway, I got home, switched the lights off, went straight upstairs, and switched everything off.
Clever.
You know what the cops did?
No.
They just went around, felt every car. And because I parked the car in Unit 3 space,
Mark. You're an amateur.
They came straight to Unit 3 and they said...
Did you do this one? Officer!
No, I didn't. I should have.
You got to learn to lie.
I should have, but I was just so young and scared and I didn't know what to do, and I just put my hands up and said, "Yeah, you got me." Anyway, they took me back, put me in the lockup.
Did you plead stupid? Did you plead your
Plead stupid, that's easy to do.
But you're an Aussie. You just say, "Oh, I didn't know what I was doing."
Well, I showed them my international licence.
Yeah.
They actually literally didn't know what to do with it. It's Lubbock, Texas. They didn't have a clue. Anyway, they called my coach, and I'd only been on that team for like 2 months. And the coach He said, leave him in there. Teach him a lesson. And it did teach me a lesson. So that was me one night in jail.
That reminds me of the story.
And now, by the way, got off, didn't have to do a thing. No penalty, no nothing. The night in jail covered everything. And we're all on good terms. We shook hands on the way out and they said, hey, play well.
That reminds me of the Hawthorn story in the early 80s when the Hawks go over to Hawaii and 3 of them got locked up. And they ring Allan Jeans, who's the coach.
This is great.
Who's the coach at the time, who's a copper. So they said, we've got to ring Jeansy.
And these boys were on a rampage.
Yeah, rampage.
In a rampage in Miami.
Rampage. So Jason Dunstall was one of them.
Yes.
I think Gary Ayres might have been another one.
I reckon Bucky was another one.
And I reckon Gary Buckenara might have been the other one. They've all been locked up. So we go, what do we do? We'll ring the coach. He's a copper. Copper speaks to coppers. We get out. Everyone's happy.
Right.
All forgotten about.
So you had Allan Jeans from Australia talking to Joe Buck from over there.
So they get in there. Jeansy walks in at 3 o'clock in the morning, and they're blind, they're drunk as anything in the watch house. Anyway, he's talking to the coppers, and he said, "Look, I don't care what happens." He said, "But just don't shoot the fat one." So Jason Dunstall was kicking 100 plus every year. Just don't shoot Dunstall.
I don't care what you do, just don't shoot the fat one. Yeah, it's just so beautiful. God, you'd love to have been a fly on the wall and just have it recorded.
But you can imagine Jeezy saying that because he was so dry but he was protective of his players, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, getting back to the tofu.
Yes.
There are some things in this world that I will just never get used to and that I will never convert to.
Yep.
And tofu is one of them, mate. There is just no way in the world, even though you say Jesus Christ invented it, it's new in this world, and I'm not eating tofu.
Well,
I'm just not eating it.
Well, just for our religious people out there, I'm not saying Jesus invented tofu. But it might have been his mum Mary, but I don't know. But you're right because I think we're stuck in our ways. We're a little bit like we're 50.
Yeah.
I'm 50. You're mid 50s, or nearly.
That's a drive-by right there, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm not having a go yet. But there's one thing I will never do, straight off the top. I'm not downloading the Uber Eats app.
Why not?
I'm not getting Uber Eats.
Well, you feel that's a very lazy way to get about?
Of course it is. I just don't want to do that.
So do you get pizza delivered?
No.
You're a pick-upper?
I'm a picker-upper.
Yeah, I'm a picker-upper of a pizza because I hate that sweat box.
I hate the sweat box. I hate the time delay. You go and pick it up.
That's right. You rip it home and it's fresh as a daisy.
But hang on, don't you pay for Uber Eats as well? As in,
you got to pay the delivery driver as well.
How much is it?
Extra.
Don't know. $10, something? $5?
Well, let's say a $15 pizza ends up costing $20.
Well, there you go.
You got a tip.
And then you got a tip. Do you have to tip? Do you?
You
don't tip Uber Eats drivers, do you?
You have to.
No way.
Hang on. Let's talk about the tipping system here.
I'm not tipping in Australia.
I only tip if the service is unbelievable.
Yes.
If it gets there quick and she's courteous or he's courteous or whatever, I'm happy to tip. But it's the mandatory tipping, like in the States, I don't like.
Back in the old days when everyone had cash. And you were at a lunch. And let's say that the lunch bill came out to $350. And there's 8 of you. You just say 50 each and you throw it on the table.
There's your 400.
There's your tip.
$50 tip. Everyone wins.
So I'm happy to do that if the service was good. But I'm not tipping Uber drivers, mate.
No
way.
I give them a tip. My tip is I give them 5 stars if they've been good.
That's the tip.
Because that helps them. That helps with their rating.
Yeah, well,
so that's number one.
Can I give you one?
Yes,
Can we go back and forth here?
Yeah.
Because I've got a stack.
Okay, good.
Paper straws. You can stick a paper straw in your ear.
Yeah, I'm with you.
There's no way on earth
that's a good one.
I will ever get used to a paper straw. In fact, I'm going to start stashing plastic straws. Because I like straws.
Yeah, I do too.
I like them. They're good. But I'm not going anywhere near a paper bloody straw.
Yeah, those paper straws, because what happens is if you don't want to drink, you drink straight away. The paper goes to mush.
One more just on that.
Yes.
I'm not bringing my own coffee cup to the cafe and getting him to put coffee in my own. I like coffee taste out of a paper cup with a plastic lid.
There you go.
It tastes bloody good.
I like it.
And I'm not going to bring my stupid coffee plastic cup with me every day. I'm not doing it.
No, it's only good in the car. It's good in the car if you've got a bit of a drive. I'm not doing tap and go.
What?
I'm not doing tap and go.
What do you do?
Ridiculous.
I put my card in a little slot.
You're a slotter.
I'm a slotterer.
I haven't seen a slotter for 5 years.
There's my slot card.
That is a ripper. So you won't do the easiest. Why not?
Because some little mongrel is going to get my tap and go information and they're going to rob me. You can't rob a PIN number. You can't rob the slot. You cannot rob the slot.
I haven't. I
No
don't know.
tap and go
You're
for me.
the only person I know who doesn't tap and go.
Yeah, I'm the only smart one you know. All these other ones are good. Yeah, how do you know?
I would say you're 1 in 10,000.
How do you know the tap and go you're not getting ribbed?
I don't care.
You don't care.
I don't care. I don't care. Nose rings.
The worst ever. In fact, we will not be friends. We cannot be friends. And we won't be friends if you or your kids get a nose ring.
If there's a stud and it's really, really small, I won't like it, but I'll tolerate.
Is that for a boy or a girl?
Either. But if you put a ring in your nose, and particularly this, what's the thing in the middle
the pig
called?
ring. Or
the pig nose ring.
That's the worst.
I look, it's up to you to do it, but I don't have to like it. I will never get used to that one.
I don't like it.
It's like like a bull or like the pig, like you said. That whenever I see it, I think, are you trying to look like a pig on a plate,
it
a
doesn't
roast
look
pig or something?
I've never
looked.
looked at someone with a nose ring. You know, through the what's this part called at the front? The little bottom bit.
The septum. Or
whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, gee, you look good. I look at him and go, you look like a dick.
Yeah.
Like a real dick.
Yeah, it's no good.
They look horrible.
I think those people are trying to look bad.
Yeah.
They're actually doing their best to look bad.
The other thing I won't do, Marko, and I haven't done for 20 years, is I don't open mail. I haven't opened a letter in 20 years.
No, well, see, I know this about you, but nobody will understand. And I know why you haven't. Now, see, this is...
I got a phobia of opening mail.
There's a word for it, isn't there?
Yeah, epistolophobia.
See,
Epistolophobia is the phobia of opening mail.
you know how I said you're only 1 in 10,000 who don't tap and go? You're 1 in 10,000 who know their bloody name as well.
So opening mail.
But to explain to people, this goes back to your gambling
it goes back
days.
to when I was gambling. So when I was punting, all the mail that you'd get into the house was never good. Yeah. Like it was always a bill. And I've never dealt with the fact that I can't open mail. I still don't open mail to this day. To this day,
it's just unbelievable.
I can't open it, even if it's good. The only thing I've ever opened...
What, you're so scared it's going to be a big number or what?
No, I don't know. It's triggering. So the only thing I open is birthday cards because you know you can you can feel them and there could be some cash in them. But I have a fear of opening mail to this day.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
And I actually have to. I think I might have to go and deal with it because I can't go through emails. I'm okay, but it's these bloody letters that come from the ANZ Bank or from Vic Roads.
Vic Roads is the one because
sometimes they're good news. Sometimes they're just an update of how many points you've got, or it's a statement. Or I'm so.
I tend to agree with the Vic Roads one.
Yeah.
I open them, but I'll let them sit there for 2 or 3 days.
It's a bit of Russian roulette, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hang on, what's going to happen here?
And how big a relief is it when you do just get points? Oh, they've only got 3. Oh, thank God.
Thank God. It's just the registration. Just the registration of the trailer. Thank goodness for these.
So you'll never get used to mail.
No.
That is just unbelievable. Can I give you one?
Yep.
I'll never adjust to this ever.
Mm-hmm.
People who wear tracksuit pants in broad daylight. It's just.
I've never seen you tracky decks.
I don't own tracky decks.
What?
My kids...
Not even at home?
My kids go... I send them straight back upstairs. I say, come on, we're going to dinner tonight.
But KJ wears... I've seen KJ wear grey tracky decks.
When he's playing sport.
Oh, he's not allowed to?
If we're going to dinner and you think you're going to walk through into my car, into a restaurant with tracky decks on... You think again, young man.
Actually, you've got a high standard for clothing, though, for your family.
Well, look, that's because of golf. And in my life, you had to dress properly.
Yep.
Because dressing properly wasn't because the golf course wanted it. Dressing properly showed respect for everybody you were there with. So that's just embedded in my head, and I'll never get out of it. I wish I could.
The other one that I will never get used to is I don't have direct debits.
What?
I don't have direct debits.
What?
No.
So your car, you actually physically have to pay a bill for it, or your wife's car, or
I don't.
The kids' car.
We own
kids'
the car.
rent.
We own the cars. No, I'll just pay it. I'll pay it. I'll EFT it electronically.
What about
funds
Netflix?
Transfer. No, I'll pay it.
You pay it.
Yeah, pay it.
Netflix.
So we got the card. Well, if there's a credit, sometimes if it's a credit card where you can't have any options, you'll do it. But that is the only thing.
The only one.
But that'll be Karen because I don't have a credit card. I don't own a credit card.
Why does it scare you? Why?
Because I like to know when my money's coming out, Mark. I like to know where it is and when it's being paid.
That's fair enough.
I'm on top of it.
That's fair enough.
I'm in control. Mark, you're not in control with direct debits.
Yeah,
You know what they also do with direct debits that I hear?
Yeah.
Little sneakies.
Right.
If it's due on Monday, sometimes they take it out on the Friday and it might leave you a little bit low.
Yeah, I get it.
You get that?
Okay, all right. Electric cars. You got it on yours too?
I'll even take it one step further.
Go on.
Battery run lawnmowers and vacuum cleaners.
You're out.
No chance. I will never, ever, ever get a battery-powered or electric lawnmower. Ever in my life.
Yeah, I think that's weak. I'm with you. I think
Fair
it's
dinkum,
weak.
I'm getting petrol, and I'm you know those vacuums that you put in your lounge room.
Yeah.
That like a little robot vacuum.
Yeah, it bounces around.
No, thank you, mate. No, thank you. If you haven't got the energy to run your own vacuum, seriously, how lazy do you want to be? And now they've got them for the lawn. You put them in the front lawn and just mows your lawn.
It goes around and around circles.
No, mate. Get out there and do it yourself, you lazy bastard.
I have a battery-powered lawn.
I'm not surprised.
Why?
I am not surprised.
Why?
But your lawn is small.
It's small, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And I got a battery-powered whippersnipper.
No, I get
And a leaf blower.
I get all that, but it's for blokes who really don't know what they're doing. No, the battery powered stuff is for like the
Petrol one as well.
exactly right. You won't get rid of the petrol one, will you?
No, it died. That's why I bought a battery one.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll take that back.
Yeah, look, the battery lawnmower, it's not very masculine.
Oh,
I don't think.
End the podcast right now.
Anyway, I think we're a little bit. You got one more?
I was going to say tattoos.
I'm with you.
If one
I'm
of
with you. They're
like,
so overrated.
I've got
Tattoos are so overrated.
I've got my circle of friends. There is not one tattoo between us. I reckon if one person decided to turn up with a sleeve,
All my mates have got them.
a little thing behind their ear, or
Eggy got one the other day. He got a swallow behind his ear, my
a
mate.
swallow behind his ear,
Yeah.
I wouldn't adjust. I think we'd have to ostracise the tattooed person in our group.
So all my mates have got them.
But
All my mates have tattoos.
yeah, but see that you've adjusted because it's slowly crept
Well, when
in.
you grow up in Sunbury, if you haven't got a tattoo, you get bashed. I only got through because all my mates had tattoos. They looked after me. But, yeah, I don't get it. I just don't get it that it's there forever.
Yeah.
It's there. I don't want to look at the same thing.
No.
If they could come up with a tattoo that changed from week to week or month to month.
Well, just maybe we
Like
could make,
when you go to the footy,
Yeah,
like
like
you got,
little-
the things on the screen where they change.
Can we make them cool?
You could do that. Actually, there's a good idea. They're changing tattoo.
Yeah.
Imagine you had a tattoo that you used to be able to change with either a flex of the arm or... How good would that be? There's another business idea.
You've had some rippers.
That is a good idea. All right.
Hang on. You've had the car horns, and now you got the moving tattoo.
Talking about car horns.
Yeah,
Guess
go
what
on.
I saw on TikTok the other day? The best one I've ever seen in America.
A new horn.
So instead of a meep meep, it's a shotgun.
What?
So you go, boom. He goes, it's amazing how quick people move when
the gun goes off.
When the gun goes off. What a great idea. I hadn't thought of that.
Well, I'll tell you, we've got socials everywhere. If you've got another great idea for a car horn,
Yep.
so far we've got the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and the shotgun. If you've got something else, let us know.
All right, now, you mentioned tips before.
Yeah.
I want to ask you something about after the break about tipping.
Really?
Pretty important.
I can't wait for this.
All right.
You're having a couple of beers with a couple of blokes. This is Ox and Marko. And when you get a sec, we'd love you to subscribe and rate the podcast.
All right, Marko, talking about tipping.
Right.
I'm not sure.
I'm seriously intrigued because you would have put this on the table before.
Okay. So the world's changed, as we know, and, we're all old fuddy-duddies, but they've got the QR codes now. So when you go into a restaurant, you sit down and you scan the QR code and the menu pops up.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Which is okay.
okay.
Which is okay. I'd rather actually speak to the waiter, because that's who you're paying to actually talk to about the specials and how they're going to do it, and do you do medium and all this sort of stuff, the good stuff, which is part of the restaurant experience.
And do you sell nuggies?
Yeah, nuggies and all that sort of.
What are in your nuggies?
Can you give me a shandy, light, all that, all the good stuff. But I noticed on the QR codes that you scan now that you can tip prior to your meals coming out.
Well, that's never going to happen, mate. You can stick that up your nose, mate.
Because tipping is about looking after those that have done a really good job. You don't tip someone if they're no good.
Preempted tip?
No.
Never in a kabillion years.
No way would you do that.
No, it's actually very rude that they would ask.
Well,
it's disgusting.
Hang on. Well, why should we tip anyway here in Australia when
they're on $30 an hour?
They're $30 an hour anyway,
and double on Saturday and Sunday.
It's not like in America where they're on $4.50 an hour,
triple on public holidays,
and they're working at Hooters. And the only way you make good money at Hooters is if you tip and flirt and be really cordial with your customers.
Yeah, and it is a family restaurant, so the missus has to tip off that tip.
Yeah. Actually, if you lived in America, would you take your family to Hooters?
Yes.
I would too.
It's fun. It's a fun place.
And Hooters is not just about boobs.
No.
The food's good.
The food's great.
And the people are good.
People are down to earth.
In fact, I highly recommend it. If you go to America, go to Hooters.
Go to Hooters. It's a bad rap.
It is a very bad rap. We were at Augusta, and we decided to go to Hooters for lunch instead of going to the golf the day
That's
before.
Right, because we knew John Daly was going to be there.
John Daly parked out the front of Hooters.
That's right.
And he was selling merchandise. So we thought, you beauty, let's go in there and
get
some merchandise. And I'm a huge John Daly fan. And Marko played a bit of golf.
College golf.
Yeah, college golf with John. So we get there, got this beautiful RV out the front. And he's selling it's magical.
Best looking, what do you call them, Winnebago bus looking, unbelievable.
So as we get out and we're walking over towards the thing, we hear this screech of tyres. Bang! Lady comes running through the traffic lights and smashes into the front of his RV.
Smashes the RV.
John Daly's wife gets out and goes ballistic.
Wants to kill this lady. Wants to kill the person.
I have it on video.
Yeah.
I have the audio of it. I have everything of it.
Here's the amazing thing. When the woman got out of the car who had hit it, she was wearing a crash helmet. And she got out and had to use a walker to investigate the damage. And that only infuriated John Daly's wife even more. And she attacked her like you've never seen an old lady wearing a helmet and a walking frame attacked before in your life.
All right, what we should do, let's have a quick listen to it now, especially when John Daly's wife explains about the driver.
Goddamn stupid bitch. Why is she driving that fast? You better hurry up.
Where did she come from?
Like straight across, going 100 miles an hour. Trying to run the goddamn light. Passengers wearing a crash helmet. What's that tell you?
How about that? I mean, honestly, if we were there, we saw it all take place.
Unbelievable. And then we went and got some ribs.
We got some a little bit of feedback from us. Yeah, a little bit of feedback from us.
We had someone
from all our socials.
We had someone having a crack at us the other day too.
Yeah,
that was good.
I don't mind that.
I like a little bit of banter.
Yeah, it's fine.
So a bit of feedback.
Yeah, this one's from Frank.
Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank. It's Frank _1964.
Okay.
Boys, love the show. Couple of blokes, couple of beers.
Oh, there's a good feedback.
I'm really enjoying it.
Is that it?
But I don't drink beer.
Okay.
I drink wine.
Yeah. Oh, lovely.
So he wants us to get a wine person on.
Okay.
Oh, the only wine person I can think of is
we know two. We know two.
I know Ricky Ponting's one. He makes his own wine these days.
We know George Samios.
George Samios as well.
Oh, I think I'd rather go to Ricky, to be honest.
Well, that's my homework. Let me see. Right. Let me see if I can get Ricky on to talk about.
So everyone knows Ricky Ponting. Hang on, what's Ricky got to do with wine?
Well, that's what he does, and now that he's finished, he loves wine.
No, he doesn't.
He does say he's got his own
greyhounds.
wine. No, he loves his greyhounds, and he loves wine making.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He makes whites and reds and everything. He's got this thing in I think it's in Adelaide. He takes people there. Does
Okay.
a lot.
Well, George Samios is from Treasury Wines.
Mate, can he speak?
And he knows his wines.
He's a gun.
He's good.
Well, who do you want to talk to, George or Ricky?
Well, I reckon Ricky will be pretty busy.
Well, if I can't get Ricky, we'll get on the George.
And if you can't get George, we get back onto Ricky.
There you go, Frank _1964.
All right,
I
fair
told
enough.
you, we're looking after you.
No, we look after everybody.
That's my homework.
Yep.
Now, you had some homework too. Now, this is 2 weeks in a row. Rob Mills.
Spoken to him again.
Where are we at?
Spoken to him again.
Oh, here we go.
Mate, he's rehearsing. It's not easy.
What, for the theatre or for the King of Moomba?
Both. It's not easy they've been the king. Yeah, all right, have a think about who's been the king of Moomba.
Lou Richards.
Yes, not easy to follow.
Tony Shaw.
Not easy to follow.
Two Collingwood captains, by the way.
Mickey Mouse. Now, Mickey Mouse is not easy to follow.
Kevin Bartlett.
Kevin Bartlett. Now, think about that. Bert Newton.
You know, Moomba's finished, right? This is sounding like one excuse after another. Come on.
Now,
What's the story?
Well, you think it's finished, but as the king, your duties extend. No. In all seriousness,
Can we
next
make the call?
episode, Rob Mills will be joining us
Righto. I hope so.
in person.
I hope so.
And
Your
if you-
reputation's on the line.
I just remember, I haven't mentioned France, so I've got him on. I might be ambushing him a little bit.
We are going to ambush
So
him.
we don't want to
Righto.
mention France.
Right.
Now, I just want to bring up one thing.
There you go.
I am a glass half full man.
I
You know that.
I know that.
And I like to deliver and, pump up things as much as I
Yeah.
can. But there's like a line.
The ceiling?
There's like a line that you can't cross because if you oversell,
You look like a wanker.
What does everyone say? You under promise and over deliver.
That's it.
All right, so you don't promise too much, but then you deliver more, and then you look like a champ. You put the cape
Star.
on, and you fly through like Superman.
That's right.
There are two things that are really annoying me at the moment in sport about overselling.
What do you mean?
All right, so the NRL, and I love the NRL, and the Storm are my favourite side,
Yep.
but I also like the Dolphins, the new side. And
You
I
like the Dolphins?
Yeah, they had a great win against the Roosters in the opening round, which
Their
no one
opening
saw
round.
coming.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
I love the NRL, and I love the NRL. I don't love it as much as the AFL, but I'm really into it.
How that made Wayne Bennett his myth and
Yeah.
just it made it bigger.
He's 74 years of age, but the NRL commentators always pump up the game. They oversell the game.
What, too much?
So they'll be going, "Oh, this is the greatest game ever. This is why we love this game." No, the game's good. Just let the game sell itself because the game does sell itself. You don't need the commentators saying, "This is the greatest thing ever," and all that sort of stuff. It's the same as the Formula One.
What do they do?
Well, the Formula One are just so over the top. And let's be honest, the Formula One is the most boring of racing in the world right now.
What?
And I'll tell you why.
The same bloke wins
The
almost
same
all the
bloke
time.
wins every year, every race. There is no overtaking.
Yeah.
When was the last time we saw a good crash? I haven't seen a good crash in ages.
Yeah.
We don't even hear the cars anymore because it's like a... like we've lost the roar. It is so overhyped now, and there is just... But nothing ever happens.
Yeah.
So what happens is Max Verstappen, Red Bull, gets out in front, and that's it.
No one can catch him.
It's over. They've brought in the DRS four
Yeah,
times.
I agree.
It's not working.
I agree.
So those two sports are oversold and under-deliver.
What about with Piastri now?
Well, Piastri, he can't even finish a race.
Sure, but you're going to be interested, aren't you?
No, I'm not interested.
No, he's got to win.
Because I want Ricciardo back.
Yeah.
I liked him when he was driving the Koleos.
Yeah.
It was a ripping car. A ripping
He
Renault.
got that Koleos to move.
Oh, did he ever? But then there's other sports I was thinking about that undersell. That should be better than what they are, and they're not.
Can I tell you one?
Give me one.
Snooker. Snooker,
Not
the commentary, they just
Puts you to
talk
sleep.
like it's two blokes playing together at home. But
right.
what those snooker, that's one of the most highly skilled games
Brilliant.
in the whole world. How they can make that white ball dance around the table, go red colour, red colour, red colour.
Amazing.
When you see a 147 break, I'll say it's one of the greatest things you can ever do in sport.
I agree.
Not snooker, sport.
You know, pool and beards is a funny thing. Because after a couple of beers,
Yeah, you get better.
you get better.
Yeah.
But there's that
And
tipping
darts?
point. There's that tipping point, though.
What's your
4 beers.
Four
Four
beers
beers
for
with
darts.
darts. That's my perfect level
Yeah.
where I'm actually... Because I've got confidence.
Yeah.
but I'm not wobbly.
Yeah.
I've just got belief at 4.
With Paul, I'm 1.5. 1.5 shandies, and I am in the zone.
You are
mate.
looking
the zone.
You're
One
like,
after another, just going down.
you're like Maverick flying the F1. So a couple of sports that I've looked at that just are undersold.
Yeah.
That are great sports that need more coverage.
Right, okay.
Table tennis. Now,
It
there
is
is
good-
some
it is good to watch.
unbelievable battles.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if they did it properly, with Asia's influence, it could be one of the biggest sports in the world.
You know what? Just every once in a while in table tennis, you see a great rally.
Yeah.
You should see a great rally every second day. It wouldn't get old.
No.
It wouldn't get old.
And
Great table tennis rallies are wonderful.
And who's our greatest table tennis player of all time?
Meow, meow.
Thank you. Now, did we exploit her enough?
No.
Yeah, of course we didn't.
Oh.
Meow, meow. Meow, meow.
Yeah.
Like she was the champ.
Yes.
Like if Meow Meow played tennis for Australia,
Yeah.
tennis for Australia,
Yeah.
she would leave Ash Barty for dead.
Correct.
Just on her name.
Yep.
Like imagine Meow Meow came at you.
How come there was never a meow meow table tennis paddle?
I don't know.
Why isn't there a meow meow table tennis ball?
How come Meow Meow wasn't the face of Whiskers?
That's another great question.
Now, seriously.
It's stupid.
There is-
Her management, she should have sacked them straight
So
away.
the marketing team at Table Tennis Australia need to have a good look at themselves.
fair enough.
Squash.
Oh, great.
Heather
game.
Mackay, undefeated for 400 years
Yeah.
in squash terms. Who's marketing squash?
She probably still has to work. Poor old Heather.
No doubt.
She should never have had to work a day in her life
In
again.
fact, I reckon Heather's a hairdresser.
Yeah.
Right now, she's cutting hair
Yeah.
just to
Probably.
make ends meet.
Probably.
Actually, can we look up Heather Mackay? What's she doing?
Can we find? Actually,
still alive?
Can we?
Heather's still alive, isn't she?
I imagine she's still walking upright.
I don't want to.
Maybe Dan, you haven't had any homework for a while. Can we get a hold of Heather Mackay, please, just to have a word to her on the program? A bit of bonus material.
Well, what do you mean? What do I look like? Squash players are us or something?
I
Track
think,
her down.
I think we'll.
81.
She's 81 years old,
Where's she living?
still working.
Well, I don't know where she's living, but she was born in
cutting hair.
Queanbeyan.
Still cutting hair.
Okay, all right.
Let's get her on the show.
We've got to get Heather Mackay on.
Bonus material. Talk about her 400-year reign.
So she's our greatest sports person ever, and no one gives a stuff about squash.
That's right. That's you're right.
And the last one is lawn bowls. Like now, lawn bowls is trying its hardest right now to get a foothold into the Australian sporting
Mainstream.
TV landscape.
Yeah.
Landscape.
Yeah.
Younger generation.
They're starting to play.
But you know what we need? We need a Darryl Eastlake like. We need a voice of bowls to
Yes.
really get it going. If I said lawn bowls to you, who's the one lawn bowler you know?
Go on, say the name.
Robbie Perella.
Robbie Barella.
Now, where's Robbie? Can we get a hold of Robbie?
Do you know what? You and I should do the commentary for lawn bowls.
Of course we should.
We would turn that sport around.
We could easily, in 5 minutes. Robbie Perella.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Hang on. We've got to spend the lawn bowls or so. You've got to remember, though, they undersell, though. They might not be ready for change.
What we might do just for fun is we might find an old match
Yep.
and we would just do the
Commentator.
commentary just over the last 3 bowls or something like that.
The last
and
3
just,
ends.
just see how it sounds.
I think we should do that. Can we do that and actually...
Yeah, let's do it.
Can we do that? Can we do that and tweet it out?
Yep.
Do we tweet it these days or are we Instagramming it?
We're everywhere. We're TikToking.
Are we facing it?
We're facing,
we're
TikToking,
doing all.
tweeting. We're doing a lot.
We're going to do that. And in fact, we'll take nominations from other people doing lawn bowls commentary.
Over a lawn bowl.
And let's give away a prize.
Yeah, right, eh?
Let's give away a prize. Titleist. So our good friends at Titleist, and I know it's a different sport.
Yes.
But we'll get some golf balls and a golf hat for the best commentary on lawn bowls.
That sounds
Now, that's
like
how we roll.
That sounds like a good thing to do.
Thank you. We're doing it.
It's a game of skill, touch, and patience. A true revealer of character, son.
All it's revealing right now is 2 inches of arse crack poking out the top of my pants. Hello, ladies.
Go on, have you got any more?
Maybe lacrosse. Because I'll tell you why, lacrosse, undersold again. Poor marketing team, really poor marketing team. Who was the lady that ran rugby? Rugby union.
Raylene
Castle.
Has Raylene Castle got her hands on lacrosse?
Well, she did leave a trail of destruction wherever she went, poor old Raylene.
Goodness me. Anyway, so lacrosse has had just no...
Yeah, no
and
coverage.
And it's tough and it's actually quite interesting to watch.
You know, it's Canada's #1 sport, Ice hockey's not Canada's number one sport.
Really?
Lacrosse is. So whatever they're doing in Canada, they're going well. But here in Australia, it doesn't even touch the sides, mate. No one even knows there's a competition.
What would that, I thought ice hockey would be bigger over there.
No, lacrosse is the sport of Canada.
Wow. Okay.
It's ridiculous. Righto, that's the end of the show. But as usual, it's time to spin the joke wheel. Have we got any more stupid jokes we're going to put up in this thing?
We've definitely got stupid jokes.
Yeah, right. Well, let's stupid jokes. Anyway, let's spin it. And it's come up on a stupid joke. Okay, have you got a stupid joke for us?
Was that a category now?
Yeah, it's a category.
Oh, God.
What about
It's very all-encompassing.
Vegan jokes and stupid jokes.
What about an Aussie joke? What about an Aussie joke?
You got an Aussie joke?
Yeah, hang on.
Oh,
Hang on.
Is it coming to the stupid category? Because that's what we've spun.
Why is Donald Trump unable to be hanged for treason?
I don't know.
Fake news.
Very good. All right, mate. I'll catch you next week.
Will do, mate.
Nice week, boys, and hopefully Ox's homework is done next week. The Rob Mills promises are starting to get a little ridiculous, but, we've got faith. He'll come through. We'd love you to rate and review the podcast, and even more importantly, share it with a couple of mates who you think might enjoy it. If you think somebody would, just send them a link. It's really helpful, and we'd appreciate it very much. Couple of Blokes, Couple of Beers executive producer is Dan Bradley at Kaizen Media. Sound design, Daryl Misson at loudzebra.com.
I don't want to be a hero, just on the back of squash. But I've got. I actually was the Beechworth under-12s.
You were not.
Champion of squash.
In Beechworth. There would have been about 4 kids playing.
8. But I was the champ.